Check, check. Hey, this is good. This is Dan. Check 1, 2, 3. All right. We are about 11 minutes until tip off. Okay. We're up and running on the live stream. Should be good to go. So about how long? Let me see here. Can we go about 3 minutes earlier than that? That'd be perfect. All right. Sounds good. Well, welcome everybody to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, Kansas, where tonight the Lady Indians of St. Paul welcome in the Frontenac Raiders. Just one game on the docket tonight. The boys finishing up their quarantine. Boys and girls will be back in action Friday night versus Opie on a long road trip come Friday night. But right now, the Lady Indians are set to take the floor against the Frontenac Raiders. Lady Indians come in on the season 2-1. Had nice wins against Chetopa and Southeast, was set to play in the final against Columbus Friday night in the Mark Turlip Classic, and at the last minute on Friday morning, Columbus girls got quarantined, so the Lady Indians, that game got canceled, so the Lady Indians set to take the floor here again, this one tonight's game, and then Friday night's game before Christmas break. A tough Frontenac Raider team coming in on the night tonight, Ross.
Yeah, a little step up in weight class for the Lady Indians tonight, Dan. Frontenac's a 3A, 4A type school, plays good competition. I know they played Paola maybe last week, so they're used to playing big schools. So, you know, I think the Indians, we've been very competitive with Frontenac the last few years, and the Lady Indians have it. You can't make a lot of mistakes tonight. You got to come out and play good basketball right out of the gate.
Word on the street is Frontenac is going to be all full court press on the Lady Indians. So we'll have to see how the Lady Indians react to that full court press and a young Indian squad. So I'll look for the Indians to try to break that press, and it may be a tough task for the young Indian squad here tonight.
Yeah, you know, full court pressure is hard to simulate in practice. You can work on it against the JV team or the second string all you want, but until you're playing girls that are just as athletic as you, if not a little bit more, it's really hard to prepare for something like that. And you know, a lot of times you can make adjustments and figure out the press. It's just hopefully you haven't dug yourself too big of a hole before you get to that point.
And don't be surprised that if the Lady Indians jump right back into their own full court press against Frontenac, see how the Lady Raiders handle that press of the Indians. So it could be an up and down the court ball game here tonight. We'll look and see what happens. The Lady Indians coming off a tough loss against Galena to start action last in their first game of the season, then but coming out with nice wins against Chetopa and Southeast. Thought they looked pretty decent against Southeast, Ross.
Yeah, you know, they came out, I think the thing to watch with the Lady Indians is how they're shooting, and I think against Southeast, even though they maybe struggled a little bit at times, that third quarter they really were able to kind of turn up the pressure, and the basket started falling in the ball started falling in the basket for the Indians, and hopefully they'll carry that momentum in tonight.
Not going to be any room for a sluggish start here tonight. Lady Indians are going to have to come out hitting on all cylinders and, like I said, handle that full court pressure. We'll see if Frontenac jumps into that full court pressure, but if that's what they've done all year long, fully expect them to do that here tonight. Doug Tuck and the Lady Indians will do some of the same, assuming that the Lady Indians can have stay out of foul trouble. The Lady Indians mostly been running an 8 Lady Indian rotation. See if that changes here tonight. 10 on the roster, 10 going to be on the seats for the Lady Indians, about 13 for the Raiders of Frontenac. So a little more depth for the Frontenac Raiders.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're a 3A, 4A school, Dan, you have a few more girls to pick from, or probably going to go out for basketball, and you know, that's where that depth issue comes into play, which allows them to play that up and down style of pressing defense.
Now with the 2-person limit per player or per family with CASA rules, we and not there hasn't been any programs. We have a Frontenac Raider program with the numbers, but I don't have the ages of them, so I really don't know the age level of the Lady Raiders. We know that the young Indian squad does not have a senior on the squad, so most of the time sophomores and juniors on the floor for the Lady Indians.
Yeah, you know, and obviously when you're young and you don't have any upperclassmen, that's good for the end of this season and next season. But man, when you're early in the season, you're playing a team that's, you know, going to put a lot of pressure on you. Sometimes that can be kind of tough.
It looks like they got 8 minutes on the clock, but we are going to play the national anthem. So we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back at this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Indian Basketball on Hot 105.
United States of America, and to
Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Mark, back in the studio. We're not getting any commercials back in our headsets, so we're just going to go. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, Kansas, where the Lady Indians welcome in the Raiders of Frontenac. The Lady Raiders. Number 00, Sydney Frankenberry for the Raiders of Frontenac. For the Indians, sophomore, number 10, Kenna Doherty takes the floor for the Lady Indians. Number 10, Reagan Hiffle gets a start. Junior Elise Doherty, older sister of Kenna, takes the floor. Number 12 for the Raiders of Frontenac, Abby Butcher. Sophomore, number 21, Sophia Albertini takes the floor for the Lady Indians. For the Lady Raiders, number 15, Hattie Pyle. For the Lady Indians, number 25, junior Claire Bradshaw. And for the Lady Raiders, number 33, Heather Arnett. And for the Lady Indians of St. Paul, the last starter, junior Emerald Struthers, number 30. What do you look for out of the Lady Indians tonight, Ross?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head in pregame show, Dan, in that I think they're going to come out and try to press and maybe try to turn the tables on the Frontenac Raiders. Obviously to avoid that sluggish start, sometimes the best way to do that is get some turnovers, maybe some easy baskets in transition, and get that confidence going early.
Welcome everybody on the live stream. Should be up and running. As we take the floor, it'll be Frontenac Raider basketball to start the ball game.
Do you miss the jump balls, Dan?
Not too much. It seems just a little bit silly not having a jump ball, but it is what it is, and it's okay. The guest always has the basketball first. That is Butcher with the basketball, and a turnover right off the bat goes to Emerald Struthers. Struthers, got away with a travel, as a lot of pressure by the Frontenac Raiders. Looks like a zone. They come out in a little bit of a 2-3 zone. 3 players down on the baseline, down low, and a long pass by Struthers trying to feed all the way down to the corner. 3 people down deep for the Raiders. There's no way that's going to work on a long pass.
Yeah, they're out in a 2-3 zone, Dan, and they're going to make the Indians make some shots from the outside.
All kinds of pressure all over the floor against the Indians. Inside to Struthers. Struthers into the basket, layup good. Good move by Emerald Struthers as she split the defenders. Yeah. Right back down the court comes the Lady Raiders of Frontenac, Arnett, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Indians, and it'll stay with the Raiders.
Yeah, nice start. I think we've talked about getting out to a quick start, and it's good to see Emerald hit that first shot.
Butcher with the basketball for the Raiders of Frontenac. Albertini on her. Behind the back dribble, Albertini pressures her. She breaks that, goes into the lane, kicks it out. Ball fake, into the lane, cross-court pass over to Arnett. Three-point shot, good. Or Frankenberry, 0-0, full-court press off the make by Frontenac. Elise Doherty's going to be fouled on the floor by number 15. That's going to be Pyle with the first team foul. First foul on the Raiders of Frontenac.
Yeah, Dan, we've had a couple of games where we've had 2-man crews, and it doesn't seem like a lot of fouls are being called. Tonight we got a 3-man ref and crew. It'll be interesting to see with aggressive defenses if there's a few more foul calls made.
Albertini ahead to Struthers. Struthers crosses over into the lane. Pull-up jump shot by Emerald. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Pyle for the Raiders. 3-2. Raiders up by 1 off the Frankenberry 3. Over to number Arnett, number 33, and she throws it over the head of Butcher and out of bounds, and it goes back to the Lady Indians.
Yeah, that's 2 possessions out of the 3 for the Frontenac Raiders, but they've had turnovers, so it's good to see the Lady Indians defense doing its job.
Albertini back to Elise Doherty. Doherty double teamed out there, throws it back to Albertini. Ahead to Claire Bradshaw to the corner to Struthers for a 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound on the backside, pulled down by the Raiders. Butcher with the basketball. She's in, cross-court pass stolen by Elise Doherty. Boy, who ended up on the floor? It's like Struthers ends up on the floor. Sophia Albertini all the way down kicks it back out to Struthers. Thought about a three, passed up on it, dribbles to the top of the key. Cross-court pass over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw holds it at the left wing position. You drive in there, Claire. Claire up by the timeline, feeds it to Struthers. Struthers dribbles towards the right wing. Crosses over into the lane. Cross-court pass to Kendra Doherty, back up top to Elise Doherty. Over to Bradshaw, very patient offense by the Indians. 5:41 left to go in the first. Frontenac leads 3-2. Claire drives the baseline and loses it out of bounds, and it's turned over on the Indians. Full court pressure applied by the Indians. Man-to-man full court pressure. Fed inbounds to Butcher. All the way down, cross-court pass, layup, good by the Raiders. They break the press easily, that man-to-man press, and jump right back in it, and they're ahead 5-2. Elise Doherty dribbles past one, loses it, gets picked from behind by Butcher. Feeds it ahead, layup, good. Timeout, Coach Tuck and the Indians as the Raiders lead 7-2. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back, Lady Indians basketball. They trail 7-2 off of a 5-point run by the Raiders of Frontenac. 4-point run off the press. Now Raiders back off out of the press. Now they're in a 1-3-1. This is going to be a trap zone. See if they trap in the corner. See what the Indians do. There's going to be a foul on number 12, Butcher. Second foul on Frontenac. First on Butcher. Chloe Semi and Josie Harris into the game for Kenna Doherty and Claire Bradshaw. Semi set to put the ball in play on the sideline for the Indians. 5:09 left to go here in the first period. Frontenac leads 7-2. Indians really going to have to bear down in this half-court offense, try to get some good looks at the basket. Semi with the basketball, reverses it over to Doherty, Elise Doherty. Over to Albertini. You need to get it down to the baseline corner, Ross. There's some openings down there. Emerald Struthers with the shot. No rebounders in for the Indians, and it goes right back to the Raiders of Frontenac.
Yeah, we have everybody spread around the perimeter, so when we have a shot, we just don't have an offensive rebounder down there.
Butcher with the three. The Indians unable to chase down the rebound. It goes right back to Frankenberry. Now a turnover goes to Harris. Harris with the basketball. Crosses the timeline, feeds it up top to Elise Doherty. Doherty over to Semi, down to the corner to Albertini for three. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound, boy, knocked from behind to the ground. Chloe Semi now pass ahead, knocked out of bounds by Elise Doherty, and it'll stay with the Frontenac Raider. Indians getting some looks. They just can't get anything to fall early on this first quarter.
We finally have two people in position for the offensive rebound, Dan, and they end up knocking it away from each other. So bad luck there on that one.
Number 23, Lakely, in the game for Frontenac, and that's going to be a foul on Albertini, her first, team foul number 1 on the Indians. Doherty right back into the game, as well as Ava Chambers and Claire Bradshaw. So on the floor for the Indians, Bradshaw, Doherty, Chambers, Harris, and Semi. Frontenac with the basketball. Shot up, no good, and fouled on the plays number 23, Lakely. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's going to be on Josie Harris. That was Lakely, number 23. She goes to the line to shoot 2. Second team foul on the Indians, first on Harris. Her free throw on its way, rattles in, and Raiders lead 8-2 over the Indians of St. Paul. Indians are going to ill afford to be able to fall too far behind in this ball game.
Yeah, I think the way Frontenac plays their style, it's going to be hard to come from too far behind. I agree, Dan.
As she makes her second, and it's 9-2, 7-point lead for the Raiders of Frontenac. Bradshaw with the basketball, just one-on-one. Now she dribbles towards the trap, now back towards the center of the floor. She gets called for the carry with her left hand. Turnover, another turnover on the game for the Indians. It gives it right back to the Raiders of Frontenac.
Yeah, they're not really pressuring the ball too much until you get to just about to half court, and then they really start to try to get in the passing lanes, and they've caused a couple of turnovers with it.
Hibble with the ball, feeds it off to the right wing to Butcher. Butcher back up to number 15. That is Pyle with the basketball. Feeds it to Hibble. Over to Lakely, down to the baseline. Shot in at the rim is good on the drive by number 4, Grayson Hipple. 11-2, 9-point lead for the Frontenac.
Indians haven't even had a really good shot for a while, Dan. They really need to maybe take their time and don't rush the offense and try to get something, a high-quality shot.
Kenna Doherty with the basketball, feeds it to Harris. They get into their half-court offense. Harris gets it poked away from her, up top to Chambers. Chambers to Simi, tries to feed it inside, and it's stolen away by Frontenac, fed ahead. It looked like a walk, and she got away with it, and she scores. Lakely, and that's going to be a timeout, Coach Tuck. And it's going to be a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. St. Paul basketball. Josie Harris fed to Claire Bradshaw. She lines up for a 3 off the back iron. No good. Emerald Struthers with the weak side rebound. Struthers drives in, kicks it out to Elise Doherty to the corner to Harris. Ball fake, drives in. 15-footer on the way, off the iron. No good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Frontenac.
Yeah, tough start for the Indians. They're just 1 of 8 from the field already, Dan.
That's Achilles' heel for the Indians. Is their half-court offense. Tries to feed it inside, stolen away by Harris. Harris, instead of going on down the floor, she pulls up, slows down. Lakely fouls her on the reach. There's a fine line between being patient against the press and being aggressive to the basket.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. That's kind of it's an acquired skill, I guess, to know when you need to be aggressive and when you need to be patient. And we're just kind of maybe getting a little mixed up with that regards right now.
You know, when you're aggressive, if you turn it over, coach is going to tell you to slow down, and if you slow down and turn it over, coach is going to tell you to speed up.
Yeah.
Harris with the basketball. If that makes any sense at all. So you want to be right. There goes Struthers to the rim. Pull-up shot, no good. She's being aggressive. She just can't get one to go. She's getting some good looks. She scored right off the bat and has had some good looks since then, being aggressive going to the basket on pull-up jump shots, but she can't get it to go. She misses again, and that's going to be the 3rd team foul on the Indians, first on Struthers.
Yeah, you can't fault her shot selection, Dan. She's driving it through the openings in the zone, but she's not taking it so far in she runs into traffic. She's just not getting the shot to fall.
Turnover by the Raiders, layup by Albertini, good. So the Indians get points off of the press. This time Frontenac right down the floor with it. Number 4, Hipple, Grayson Hipple with the basketball. Feeds it off to number 15. Good rotation by the Raiders. Pyle with it, drives into the lane, gets it tipped away, stolen away by the Indians. All the way down, Elise Doherty shot up, no good, but she's fouled and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So the Indians, a little better run here as Doherty will go to the line to shoot 2, being more aggressive.
Yeah, Dan, it's somewhat, that's one way to beat that zone defense is to get down court before they have a chance to set up.
Elise Doherty free throw on the way, right up and through there. 13-5. Raiders up by 8. Seamy back to the scores table for the Lady Indians, in for Harris. Doherty lines up for her second. On its way and right through there, nothing but net. Frontenac's basketball all the way down over the top. Luckily for Frontenac, it was chased down by Frontenac, poked out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Frontenac, off of number 23, Lakely. Good pressure by the Lady Indians. They almost let Frontenac get behind them. Now full court pressure. Good pass by Albertini. Pull up jump shot again, and right through there by Struthers this time. 13-8. Indians get another turnover here. Frontenac coach will call a timeout. We'll see here, and it's going to be a travel.
Yeah, the Indians are causing Frontenac to turn the ball over, Dan. It's just early in the game we weren't able to capitalize on the turnovers. Hopefully we've got 2 baskets, 2 trips down the floor. Maybe we can get a little more consistency.
5-point game. Indians need to keep things rolling here. Try to get another score on offense, jump right back into that press, try to cause another turnover. Struthers feeds it in to Albertini. 14 fouls on Frontenac, 3 on the Indians, all the way across, knocked out of bounds by Frontenac. Elise Doherty set to put the ball in play for the Lady Indians. Feed into the backcourt to Albertini. Albertini over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw feeds it back up top to Seamy. Seamy drives with her left hand, feeds it down to the corner to Albertini. 3-point shot on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound Frontenac. Barnett with the basketball all the way in, kicks it out. 3-pointer on the way, lined up and good. There's a difference in the game. Frontenac burying the threes. The Indians can't buy one. They're 0-fers from behind the arc.
Yeah, 0 for 5 for threes for the Indians, and the Frontenac Raiders have made 3 so far this quarter.
Bradshaw with the basketball for the Lady Indians. Feeds it to Struthers. Struthers with the ball over her head, drives with her left hand, kicks it out to at least Doherty. Pull up jump shot from the baseline, way off, no good. Frankenberry with the rebound for the Raiders of Frontenac. Good pass downside and beats the Indians down the court at the buzzer. And right back up by 10 is the Raiders of Frontenac, and they lead 18-8 as Grayson Hiffle beat the Indians down the floor, and Coach Tuck not a bit happy with his Indians transition defense. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Indian Basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back at the end of one. Frontenac 18, Indians 8. I don't know that I've ever seen a Coach Tuck team give up 72 points in a game, and that's what Frontenac's on pace for, Ross, so we'll see if that holds up.
Well, Frontenac's getting a lot of looks right at the rim, and you can shoot a high percentage when you're getting close-in shots. And, you know, we talked a little bit about Indians don't want to get off to too sluggish of a start, and they're not doing horrible, Dan, but they're not really clicking on all cylinders yet. But Frontenac is sure doing a nice job of putting the ball in the basket. 9 of Frontenac's 18 points is from outside the arc. The rest of them are transition points. So they got a good combination going. Chambers kicks it out to Albertini. Bounce pass into the baseline. Back out to Albertini. 3 on the way. Off, short, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Chambers on the backside rebound. Pressure applied by the Lady Indians of St. Paul. Maybe like to see the Lady Indians try to drive that ball into the lane a little bit more instead of settling for the 3. Emerald's done a good job of doing that. Maybe some of the others need to do that too. Frontenac breaks the press. 3-pointer from the top of the key, no good. Rebound goes to the weak side. At least Doherty chases it down. Doherty brings the basketball right back down for the Lady Indians. Feeds it off to Bradshaw at left wing. Off to Chambers. Chambers feeds it to Seamy at the elbow. Seamy with the left hand. Gets in trouble. Double team down there. Nowhere to go with it. In trouble. Gets it off to Chambers finally. Chambers to her right. Feeds it up top to Elise Doherty.
Back to Simi. Simi drives towards the baseline, picks up her dribble up top to Albertini. Albertini tries to split the defenders, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way by Simi. Good. First one of the night. Chloe Simi breaks the ice for the Indians from outside the arc. That's a walk. Boy, she got away with it. 33 with the basketball. Arnett for Frontenac. Drives baseline, tries to kick to the weak side, and throws it out of bounds. A turnover on Frontenac. Gives it back to the Lady Indians. Josie Harris checks in for Sophia Albertini. 7-point lead for Frontenac, 18-11, 6:45 left to go here in the second period.
Yeah, the Indians they're kind of hanging around, Dan. They're within striking distance, and another, a couple of good possessions and good defensive stands, and it's going to be a ball game.
Chloe Simi with the basketball, top of the key, dribbles to her left, tries a tough bounce pass into Elise Doherty. No way that was going into her, and stolen away on the transition. No good, and it's going to be out on Frontenac off the rebound. It'll go back to Lady Indians. Struthers back into the ball game. She's going to come in for Claire Bradshaw. It's one person the Lady Indians really need to get going this year is Claire Bradshaw. She's been held fairly quiet all year long.
Yeah, she's a double-digit scorer capable every night. And this year she's just, like you said, she's just been very quiet so far.
She'll find her rhythm. Just needs to keep shooting. Chloe Simi. Timeout. I don't know if it's official timeout or what.
I think there must be some blood somewhere because they're not.
Timeout on Frontenac. Got some.
Because Indians had the ball, so they obviously weren't going to be able to call timeout. But
Albertini back into the ball, or comes to the scores table. Back into the ball game for the Lady Indians, and we're right back underway here. On the floor for the Lady Indians, Struthers, Kenna Doherty, Josie Harris, Sophia Albertini, and Ava Chambers. Struthers gets double teamed, in trouble, feeds it around to Harris. Harris drives in top of the key, feeds it to Struthers. Struthers outside, three-pointer on the way by Chambers, off, long, no good. Sophia Albertini with a weak side rebound. Harris with the basketball, feeds it, her jump shot on the way. Good shot by Emerald Struthers from in between the top of the arc and the free throw line. Back to 5-point lead for Frontenac. Frontenac's basketball. 15 with it, feeds it inside, kicks it out by the Raiders. That looked like a travel, got away with it. Now a feed over the top goes out of bounds, and a turnover gives it back to the Lady Indians.
Yeah, you look at the score, Dan, and you say they scored 18, and like you said, they were on pace for 72, and you question the defense a little bit. Honestly, we're getting a lot of turnovers with the defense.
Struthers again with the basketball. Right wing picks up her dribble. Feeds it back up top to Kenna Doherty. Now over to Josie Harris. Be a good time for somebody to bust a three. Cross-court pass to Albertini, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. 5th team foul on Frontenac. It's on 0-0 Frankenberry. Albertini set to put the ball in play for the Lady Indians at the baseline. Looks. Finally feeds it into the Kenna Doherty in the corner. Back to Albertini, now tipped away. Knocked back inbounds, and it's going to be a steal as Doherty didn't go for the balls. It went out of bounds. Frontenac basketball. Butcher with the basketball. Feeds it off to number 15, Pyle. Back up to Butcher. It's Frankenberry. Now back to Hipple. Feed inside to Butcher. Butcher spins. Tough shot, and it's going to be a block. Boy, she ran right into Ava Chambers, but she's going to get the call, and that is Hattie Pyle will go to the line to shoot two.
Ava's second foul. That was one that could have gone either way, Dan, but I obviously, as the hometown St. Paul announcer, I kind of thought that was a charge.
She initiated all the contact and got the call as she misses the first free throw. Chambers was set in place. She was quite a ways underneath the basket. Might have been one of the reasons she didn't get it, but Pyle kind of spun to her left and went right into Chambers as she makes one of two and gives Frontenac a 6-point lead, 19-13. Kenna Doherty feeds it to Struthers. They break the press. Struthers at right wing, slows things up, dribbles towards the top of the key, cross-court pass to Kenna Doherty. Doherty holds it. Now she puts the ball on the floor, feeds it back to Struthers. Struthers with her left hand, the baseline to Harris. Harris drives in, up and under. Good move by Josie Harris, and she cuts the lead to 4. All the way down, layup good as Lakely gets behind the Lady Indians as they run the floor better than the Indians can get back. Albertini with the basketball, back up to 6-point lead for Frontenac.
Yeah,
Harris with the basketball.
The Lady Raiders are very good about, if you make a basket, they're back down the court about as fast as anybody I've seen all year.
And that's going to be knocked out of bounds by Frontenac. It'll stay with the Lady Indians. Claire Bradshaw back into the game for Ava Chambers. 4:01 left to go in the second period. 21-15, 6-point lead for Frontenac. Albertini set to put the ball in play under the basket, feeds it into Struthers. Struthers pull up, jump shot on the way, good. Emerald Struthers playing well. She finally found her range. And that's going to be a double dribble against Frontenac as everybody's screaming at the backside because it was open again on the weak side. Grayson Hippel kind of slid in on the weak side. Coach Tuck was begging everybody to get around. Feed ahead to Struthers. Struthers is going to be fouled on the baseline. 16 foul on Frontenac. That's going to be on Frankenberry, I believe.
It's her second, Dan.
It is on Frankenberry. 21-17, 4-point ball game. 3:45 left to go in the second. Frontenac leads. Second foul on Frankenberry. That brings number 33 back into the game, Arnett. Struthers feeds it into Albertini in the backcourt. She comes across, feeds it back to Claire Bradshaw. Bradshaw at right wing with the basketball, drives to her right, open for the shot, gets it to go. There we go, right on cue. Claire Bradshaw finds some range. Right back down hard comes Frontenac. Gets it off to number 12. Shot in the lane, off, no good. Rebound fought for, brought down by Frontenac. Put back good as Butcher missed the first but got the second to go. Right back up to 4-point lead for the Raiders of Frontenac. Albertini comes across with her left hand all the way down to the corner to Kenneth Doherty. Man, she's open for three, but she passed on it. Back to Albertini. Albertini comes in, tough shot, short, get partially blocked. Arnett with the basketball for Frontenac. She drives in to the elbow, kicks it out to number 10. Now down at the baseline, opens Hippel, knocked out of, oh, they're gonna call a foul on Claire Bradshaw. She never touched anybody. Sound like all basketball. It's gonna send Grayson Hippel to the foul line to shoot two. That's been the difference so far in the game. The Indians been to the line once. Frontenac's been to the line three times. Hippel at the line to shoot two. Short on the first. 4-point lead for Frontenac as Simi and Elise Doherty check back into the game for Kenna Doherty and Sophia Albertini. Hippel out her line for the second. It's on its way. Short two. Rebound comes to Harris. Feeds it ahead to Struthers. Struthers streaks down the right-hand side of the floor all the way in. Pull-up jump shot. Where's the foul there? Looked like somebody was on her arm. No call. Frontenac right back down with it. Tries a cross-court pass. No good. Stolen by Simi. Simi feeds it ahead. Knocked out of bounds by Hippel. So to stay with the Indians of St. Paul, the Indians a good idea. Trying to push the ball up the floor as Struthers was behind the field but knocked out of bounds by Hippel. Struthers with it. Struthers into the lane, kicks it out. Now Doherty with it, feeds it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw over to Simi. Three-pointer on the way, off the rim, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Put back good. Good backside rebound by Emerald Struthers. Gets it back within two. 23-21. Frontenac back behind the field, loses it, and it's a steal by Bradshaw. Indians got a chance to tie it up for the first time tonight. Harris, or take the lead. Harris with the basketball. Feeds it to Simi. Simi towards the top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Feeds it over to Bradshaw to right wing. Bradshaw in. Pull-up jump shot by her. Good. Tough shot by Claire Bradshaw. And she ties it at 23. Timeout. Frontenac. 1:44 left to go in the first half. 23-23. Timeout. Full timeout. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back, 23-23, all knotted up. The Lady Indians making a good comeback here. Ross trailed by as many as 10 in this ball game.
Yeah, if you just listened to the first 5 minutes of the game and then turned off the radio, Dan, you'd think, oh, St. Paul's going to have a really tough time tonight. But, man, they've sure done a tremendous job of shooting in the second quarter to get themselves right back in this.
1:44 left to go in the first half. Tied at 23, Frontenac's basketball. Out of the timeout, Frankenberry back into the game with 2 fouls. So see if she can stay foul-free here. Another Frontenac Raider back behind the Indians. Ooh, looked like a travel, got away with it. Frankenberry with the basketball. Feeds it to the right wing to number 2, Wood, into the game. And that's going to be a foul on Harris. And that's going to send Frontenac to the line, shoot to 1-1. It's going to send Abby Butcher to the line to shoot to 1-1. 7th team foul on the Indians. And that's going to be the second on Josie Harris. Number 15, Hattie Pyle, back into the game for Frontenac. She checks in for number 2, Sarah Wood. Good rotation by each team. Long, Frankenberry with the rebound. Put back, no good. Harris gets the rebound. Harris feeds it ahead to Elise Doherty. Jump stop by her. She dribbles towards the elbow, feeds it to Simi, who now feeds it to Harris. Harris in the right corner with the basketball. Drives towards the baseline, kicks it back out. Three-pointer by Simi, off the rim, no good. Claire Bradshaw with the backside rebound. She drives into traffic and going to get called for a jump ball. And possession arrow goes to Frontenac.
Tough break there. There's a lot of contact. Yeah. I thought she might get the foul call or get a foul on that, but we couldn't get the call.
Frontenac basketball. Butcher with the basketball for the Raiders. Feeds it ahead to Frankenberry. Frankenberry guarded by Bradshaw. Indians line up in her, or get matched up in her man-to-man. Number 15 up top for the Raiders, Lee with the Pyle with the basketball. She dribbles at the top of the key, guarded by Simi. Right wing over to Hipple, knocked out of bounds by the Lady Indians. Good defense. Tied at 23, 40.2 seconds left to go in the first half. Frontenac basketball. Hipple with the basketball, set to put it in play. A good feed on the give and go, and layup is good. Terrible defense by the Lady Indians off the inbound. Somebody totally lost their man and gives Frontenac a 25-23 lead. Elise Doherty with the basketball, up above the timeline, feeds it over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw drives in, pull-up jump shot, good. Bradshaw finding her rhythm, now turnover. Chloe Simi with the basketball, feeds it back to Doherty, turnaround shot. No good, but she's fouled. Is that on Frankenberry or is that on Hipple?
I think that might be on Frankenberry. Nope.
Nope, it's going to be on number 4, Grayson Hipple. Frankenberry was right there. Lucky she didn't pick up her third. 13 seconds left to go in the first half. 25-25. Doherty at the line to shoot 2. She gets the first one to go. Albertini checks back into the game for Simi.
First lead of the half, Dan.
Doherty's second free throw short. Rebound swatted around, chased down by Josie Harris. Indians to go for the last shot here, and a feed and a turnover right to Frontenac. Shot up, layup good, and she is fouled by Harris, and she just picked up her third. So not only did Josie Harris make a bad pass to turn it over with 11 seconds left in the quarter, she picks up her third foul off the made layup by Pyle.
Yeah, not a good sequence of events that time, Dan.
In and out, no good. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Frontenac basketball. The Lady Indians not doing a good job at all blocking out on the free throws.
No, sometimes it's a bad bounce, but that was we just didn't get the box out on that one.
1 second left. That should be a foul over the top on Frankenberry. 0.3 of a second left to go in the first half. Frontenac leads 27-26. And swatted in the air, and that is going to be the end of the first half. Knocked in the air by Elise Doherty. Halftime score, Frontenac Raiders 27, Lady Indians 26. We got a good one here, folks. We'll be back with our halftime show after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 8:16 left to go here in halftime, where Frontenac leads the Lady Indians 27-26 in a good first half of basketball, Ross.
Yeah, kind of a tale of two quarters. The Indians came out in the first quarter and turned the ball over and couldn't make a shot and kind of got behind 10 points, and you thought the rout was on, and then all of a sudden it was like the lid got lifted off the basket, Dan. In that second quarter, we cut down the turnover and we started making shots, and here we are down 1 point.
Yeah, the Lady Indians give up 18 in the first and 9 in the second, and it was only 4 in the second period till last 144 of that period. So Lady Indians defense did a lot better jobs. You know, turnovers, it was a little bit of a problem for the Lady Indians, but it was more of there was a lid on the basket, and they was getting some good looks. They just couldn't make a shot, Ross.
Yeah, it seemed like we were getting Frontenac to turn the ball over quite a bit, and we just couldn't capitalize on it. And Frontenac, it seemed like every time they got a turnover, they ended up with just a wide open layup out of it.
Yeah, so 7:23 here left to go in the halftime. 27-26, Frontenac up by 1. The Lady Indians trailed by as many as 10 early on in this ball game, and looked to be like it was possibly going to get out of hand for them, be a runaway, but they kept scratching their way back into this game, mostly off the back of Emerald Struthers, and Claire Bradshaw got hot there in that second period.
Yeah, and I think if you look at what they were doing, we were 1 for 8, getting the stats later, but 1 for 8 from the three-point line. What did Emerald and Claire start doing? They drove in and took mid-range jump shots, and obviously our shooting percentage shot way up at that point because they were getting good looks at the basket. And the way Frontenac's playing this zone, Dan, they're really spreading things out, and you're not going to get all the way to the basket because they're going to collapse on you. You're going to have a tough shot. But if you get in within about 6 feet and take that pull-up shot that they're going to give you, you know, it's a high percentage shot, and it started falling that second quarter.
Yeah, the Lady Indians are kind of driving in, Bradshaw and Struthers in particular, in between the elbow and the low block on either side. It's kind of that open area between that 2-3 zone, that trapping zone. That, well, it depends what defense they're in, but that trapping zone is a lot of what Frontenac has played. There's some, and Struthers did a good job of driving in there in that first period. She just couldn't get any faults. She was just everywhere all the way around the rim. And in that second period, her and Bradshaw got to hitting them little mid-range jump shots inside, you know, taking some pretty decent looks at it, getting them to go looking pretty smooth, and got the Indians right back into this ball game. And then the Indians had a nice little run there against their own press against Frontenac, causing some turnovers, getting some transition points. Things to clean up in that second half. My first one's going to be, Ross, they got to do a better job getting back on defense. They're letting Frontenac get in over the top of them. They're doing a pretty good job against that press, but somebody's got to get back in transition and keep Frontenac from getting them transition points over the top. That's my number one thing that I think Coach Tuck will work on at halftime.
Yeah, excuse me. I agree with you, Dan. It just seemed like they got way too many easy baskets, you know, layups or wide open layups, and you know, that doesn't happen every night for the Lady Indians, but it just seemed like, you know, like you said, we didn't turn it over a great deal, but when we did turn it over, they were able to beat us back down the court. And Frontenac, give them credit, they were very good at it. If we would make a basket, man, they would inbounds that ball fast and get down the court fast before we could really get our press set up.
Yeah, and even off of defensive rebounds, they was doing a good job of running down the floor and beating us down the floor. And I know Coach Tuck going to make some adjustments here at halftime. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back from that timeout, Ross is going to have all the first half stats for you. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. Lady Indians trail by 1, 27-26. Ross, what do you got for first half stats?
Well, Dan, I tell you what, first quarter, we talked about this. We were cold. We shot 3 for 11 for 27%, 0 for 5 from three-point land. But, man, that second quarter, we turned it around. We shot 62% from the field. And so for the half, that's a 46% shooting percentage with 13% from the three-point line, 1 for 8. Turnovers, I only have us down for 8 turnovers, which I thought was a pretty solid night, or pretty solid half considering the way Frontenac plays that full court press with that pressure defense on the zone. As far as free throw percentage, Indians were 3 for 4 for 75%. Individual stats, Indians had 6 ladies score. Emerald Struthers really had a good first half, 10 points, all 2-pointers in the lane. Claire Bradshaw came on that second quarter, chipped in with 6 points in the second quarter alone for 6 for the evening. And then Chloe Simi hit a 3-pointer there in the second quarter, give her 3. Josie Harris has 2 points. Sophia Albertini has 2 points, and Elise Doherty has made 3 out of 4 free throws for 3 points. The Raiders, they're shooting 38% from the free throw line, Dan, 3 out of 8. So obviously, you can't. I guess we're playing good defense against their free throws, but that's probably not going to continue all night long. But as far as Raiders are concerned, they're fairly balanced scoring as well. They have 7 girls that have scored. Their leading scorer was Hattie Pyle with 8 points. Kenley Lakey has 6 points. Then Grayson Hippel has 4. Wood has 2. Good St. Paul person there. Frankenberry, another Altoona name, she has 3 points. And then the Arnett girl has 2 as well.
The Indians shot what from outside the arc, Ross? Or 1 for 8?
1 for 8 for the half.
So yes. When you shoot 46% from the field and you're 1 from 8 from behind the arc, that's pretty good shooting inside the arc. So the Indians will take that all night long and win a lot of ball games shooting 46% from the field. If they can clean that up from outside the arc a little bit and get that up into 30-40% range, the Indians got a real good shot of winning this ball game.
Yeah, we took 8 3-pointers, Dan, and all of them were good, wide-open shots. So it's not like our shot selection was poor. But I think the girls figured out, hey, if we're not hitting from the outside, let's take a few dribbles in and take a closer shot, and that's when they started to fall.
And we don't have that knockdown Morgan Westhoff shooter from outside that arc. That's just the honest truth. We take good looks at it. We need somebody to get warmed up a little bit from outside that arc. But these young girls still working on, all that outside shooting, so they'll get better as they go along. But, we need to shoot better than 1 from 8 from outside that arc.
Yeah.
Need that knockdown shooter to step up here and start knocking down some of them shots. The Indians are going to start with the basketball to start this third quarter. See if we can get a good start to the third quarter here. Albertini with the basketball. Dribbles to the right, kicks it to Kenneth Doherty. Same 5 starters that started the game on the floor for the Indians. And Struthers right off, 3-pointer, way off, no good. Rebound, chased around, knocked around, still loose and controlled by the Raiders of Frontenac. Arnett with the basketball. She flops it up in the air for Butcher, slapped around again and controlled by by Frontenac. Shot inside, no good. Elise Doherty at the backside rebound. Man, she was bumped in too hard. No foul called. So it's 27-26 Frontenac. Claire Bradshaw feeds it to Struthers. Another wide open 3. Gets this one. And she buries that 3 and gives the Indians a 29-27 lead. 50% from outside the arc. That's perfectly fine, Ross.
Yeah,
Keep
we'll
shooting
take
that.
I was just getting ready to say, Dan, just because you can shoot the 3 doesn't mean you should shoot the 3, but she proved me wrong on that one.
Arnett with the basketball. Tries to give it on the give and go. Elise Doherty had a shot at it, but knocks off her left hand and goes out of bounds. So it'll stay with Frontenac. Good opportunity for the Indians to get a turnover there. Doherty couldn't reel it in. It'll be Frontenac basketball under their own rim. Frankenberry set to put the ball in play, feeds it in. 3-pointer off, no good. Backside rebound by Albertini for the Indians. She pushes the ball down hard, feeds it ahead to Doherty. Doherty with the ball fake, tries to drive in, kicks it out to Albertini. 3 on the way, short, no good. Knocked out of bounds by Frontenac, and they'll stay with the Indians of St. Paul.
Well, we talked about taking those mid-range jumpers, Dan. We were out at the second half. We're every shot we have is 3.
Albertini, good looks at it too, as Elise Doherty with the basketball, feeds it up top, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds off of Frontenac. Bad pass by Elise Doherty. Now they're going to. I just think they're seeing if Struthers was okay. I thought they was going to confer, but out on Frontenac, so to stay with the Indians. On the floor for the Indians, Claire Bradshaw, Sophia Albertini, Emerald Struthers, Kenneth Doherty, and Elise Doherty. 6:35 left to go here in the third. Indians up by 2, 29-27. Almost another steal by Frontenac. Feed up top as Frontenac kind of comes into a, still in that 2-3, but they stretch it up high, a little bit higher.
Yeah,
feed down to the corner to Doherty, inside to Struthers, out on her, and it goes right back to Frontenac.
Thought that might be a push as Struthers was going for the ball. The defender was on her back and looked like she had her arm on her, but we didn't get the call.
Elise Doherty swats the ball out of bounds, stays with Frontenac. Full court pressure applied by the Indians. Claire Bradshaw stands back deep this time for the Indians. Indians try a double team. Fed ahead to number 12, Butcher. Butcher with the basketball. She dribbles toward Frankenberry now with it. Drives in. Jump shot on the way off the backboard, too hard. Albertini with the rebound. Albertini kind of slows things down. The Indians get down on offense. Elise Doherty with the basketball. Feed up to Struthers. Struthers drives with her left hand. Pull up jump shot. Good. There's that mid-range jumper. And she keeps it going. Back down the floor hard is Pyle with the basketball. Feeds it to Frankenberry. 3 on the way. Well short. No good. Kenna Doherty doesn't. And finally Doherty gets out-battled inside by number 33, Arnett. Feed into Albertini. Albertini breaks the press, pushing in it hard, kicks it out to Claire Bradshaw. Bradshaw up top to Doherty, 31-29. Indians up by 2. Another pull-up jump shot by Struthers, and she is hot as a firecracker from that mid-range jumper. Frankenberry with the basketball. Oh, looked like a travel. Got away with it, tries to feed it to backside, chased down by Arnett. Now number 15 with the basketball, spins inside the lane. Good looking shot, gets it to go, and she's fouled. That's Hattie Pyle with the basketball. And she pulls the Raiders back within 2, 33-31, as Josie Harris, Chloe Seamy, and Ava Chambers all check into the game for Kenna Doherty, Sophia Albertini, and Claire Bradshaw.
Yeah, Dan, we've had about 3 or 4 times where we've been about a fingertip away from getting a turnover from Frontenac, and they've been able to recover, and at least 2 of their baskets this half have come from near turnovers and end up turning into something good.
Pyle pulls the Raiders back within 1, 33-32, 30-second timeout by Frontenac. We'll take that. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 5 minutes left to go in the third. A pretty good start for the Indians. They only trail by 1, 33-32. Full court pressure applied by Frontenac out of the Frontenac timeout. Elise Doherty set to put the ball in play for the Indians. She feeds it in to Seamy. Seamy feeds it back to Doherty. Doherty ahead to Harris. Harris to Seamy. Seamy towards the top of the key, picks up a dribble, feeds it to Struthers. Struthers crosses over with her left hand, feeds it back to Elise Doherty, resets the offense. Josie Harris with the basketball. Harris tries to bounce pass into Doherty, feeds it to the corner to Chambers. Chambers with her left hand, drives into traffic, kicks it out to Doherty. Doherty with her left hand, down to the corner to Chambers. Three-pointer on the way, off the back iron, no good. And fought for Struthers down to the ground and knocks it out to Elise Doherty. A lot of pressure by Frontenac. There's a reach, gets away with it. Chambers drives the baseline, kicks it back out to Elise Doherty. Double team now, and a steal from behind. And now another steal by the Indians, feeds it right over the head by Chambers. Seamy had it. Now feed right back down. Here comes the Frontenac Raiders. Layup no good. Man, how's that not a foul? As number 12 had her hands right in the back of Harris and shoved her right out of bounds. It's going to be out on Frontenac, and it'll go back to the Indians.
Yeah, definitely could have been an easy call to make, but refs are just letting them play, Dan.
Frantic pace to start this third period. Just one foul called in this period on the Indians. Harris with the basketball, dribbles with her left hand, Comes across half court and picks up her dribble in a little trouble. Feeds it, tries to feed to Doherty, and it's a turnover. Goes right back to the Raiders of Frontenac. Hippel with the basketball. Feeds it to the top of the key to Pyle. Pyle to Butcher. Butcher against Harris as Indians come to the scorers table. Claire Bradshaw, Sophia Albertini, and Kenna Doherty. Butcher with the basketball. Dribbles against Chloe Simi, lobbying over the top. Pyle, turnaround shot, can't get it to go. Fought for it down inside. Boy, everybody on the floor after it. Ball's loose on the floor, chased down by Frontenac. Butcher with it, drives all the way in, and now there's a foul finally on a little ticky-tacky trip foul. It's going to be on Doherty on the floor. And that's going to be on Elise Doherty.
A lot of action in there, but no calls until the end.
Subs come into the game. I thought Emerald Struthers was fouled horribly on that rebound as she comes out of the game. She's been carrying the Indians on her back here in this third period.
Yeah, she has all 7 points for the Indians, Dan.
3:11 left to go in the third, 33-32. Indians up by 1, but Frontenac definitely the aggressor here of late. Two-pointer on the way, shot off, no good, and knocked out of bounds off of Frontenac and goes back to the Lady Indians. That's out on number 15, Pyle.
Indians haven't had a basket lately. It'd be nice to get a good look and a good shot here.
Albertini with the basketball, breaks the press, feeds it off to Kenna Doherty at right wing, back up top to Elise, swings it to Claire Bradshaw. Bradshaw pull-up jump shot from baseline, short, no good, rebound, Frontenac.
Good shot, that's what was our bread and butter that second quarter. Keep shooting that.
Lee into the ball game for the Raiders of Frontenac. Feeds it off to number 15, Pyle. Now spin move inside, tough shot, no good. Gets her own rebound, put back no good, but she's fouled. That's Lakely being the aggressor against the Indians, gets her own rebound, and she's gonna go to the line to shoot 2. Third foul on Ava Chambers. Third team foul on the Indians, none on the Raiders. Free throw on its way right up and through there. Ties the ball game at 33. Struthers right back into the game. Short breather for her. Lakely at the line for her second. Off, no good. Score stays tied. Struthers is going to get fouled. Finally a foul whistled against Frontenac. And the score's tied at 33. 2:35 left to go here in the third. Struthers set to put the ball in play to Albertini. Frontenac backs into their 2-3 zone, although Lee comes up above the timeline.
They stretch that out and play the passing lanes pretty good, Dan.
Albertini mistakenly picks up her dribble, gets it knocked loose, now goes back straight to the rim, layup, too good, hard, no good, chased down by Kenna Doherty. Doherty feeds it to Albertini. She's in the corner in a little bit of trouble, has her dribble. Boy, it's poked away from her, no reach, feeds it back to Struthers. Indians need to drive right back into this aggressiveness and see if they can get to the foul line. Feed into Albertini at the elbow, at the rim, shot up, good, she's fouled. There's an aggressive play, driving into that defense, gets the foul and the shot as Albertini goes to the line for the and one. 1:49 left to go here in the third, 35-33, Indians up by 2. Albertini at the line to try to get the old-fashioned 3. It's on its way short, no good. Rebound chased down by Frontenac. Lee throws it ahead, but stolen by Struthers. It's got to be a foul. Fed ahead to Elise Doherty. Doherty crosses over, loses it, pull-up jump shot, no good. Rebound on the backside by Frontenac by Hippel. Hippel with the basketball. Feeds it ahead to Pyle. Pyle with it. Hands it off to Lee. Lee cross-court pass over to number 10. Now Hippel into the rim. Shot up, no good, but she's fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender on the, Hippel's defender went for the steal on the pass to the wing, and she didn't, she just haired late, and then she went straight to the basket, and we had no choice but to foul her.
Grayson Hippel to the line to shoot 2. First one on its way, short, no good. Back into the game for Frontenac's Arnett, number 33, as well as Josie Harris. Giving Elise Doherty a breather. 1:29 left to go in the third, fast-paced third period here. And it's still a 2-point ball game. Struthers, as Hipple missed the second, thought it was going to go in. 35-33, Indians up by 2. Struthers feeds it to the corner to Harris, right in the game. Three-pointer on the way, good! Josie Harris buries a three from the baseline on the left side. Arnett with the basketball, breaks the press, feeds it to the corner. Into the lane, backside pass to Lee, shot on the way, no good. Backside rebound, Hipple, no good. Putback, good. As Grayson Hipple, number 15, Pyle, as the offensive rebounds, 3 in a row. Coach Tuck not happy with the Lady Indians on their boards.
Yeah, we got cut under the basket. All of our rebounders were just too far underneath, and we couldn't back out, and finally gave up the putback.
Kenna Doherty to Struthers. Struthers looks in at the free throw line to Albertini. Now she holds up, picks up her dribble, feeds it to Claire Bradshaw. Indians being defense. I think Coach Tuck wants to go for a last shot. Bradshaw to her right, to the corner to Harris. Harris drives in, and she dipped out of bounds. And it's going to turn it over right back to the Raiders of Frontenac. Number 2, Sarah Wood, into the game for the Raiders. 26.5 seconds. Chloe Seamy into the game for the Indians for Josie Harris. No easy buckets here. 38-35. Indians up by 3. Count is on. Finally get it in is the Raiders. Hipple with it. Feeds it ahead. Off to number 23, Lakely. Lakely into the lane. Gets it poked away. Gets it back. Three-pointer on the way. Off. Short. No good. Struthers with the rebound. Struthers pushes the ball ahead. Picks up her dribble. She's poked in the head. Gets it off to Bradshaw. Bradshaw ball fake, pull up 15-footer, long, no good. Backside rebound, Kenna Doherty. Shot at the buzzer, no good by Struthers. And at the end of 3, 38-35, Indians lead by 3. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back, 38-35, St. Paul up by 3. It'll be Frontenac basketball to start the 4th period. Indians put together a pretty decent third quarter there, and they lead by 3, 38-35. On the floor for the Lady Indians, Harris, Seamy, Elise Doherty, Ava Chambers, and Claire Bradshaw. Frontenac basketball, Arnett with the basketball with her left hand, covered out there by Seamy. Feeds it off to Pyle. Pyle to the right wing, now feed inside to Lee. Lee drives baseline, but she's fouled by Seamy. 5th team foul on the Indians. It'll be Frontenac basketball under their own rim. Arnett set to put the ball in play for the Raiders. Arnett feeds it to Frankenberry, sets her feet, three-pointer. She was wide open for it, no good. Rebound, Frontenac, putback's good. Indians not doing a good job on defensive rebounds. Too many offensive rebounds for Frontenac. Indians up by 1, 38-37. Right wing to Seamy, feeds it back into Doherty. Doherty in the lane, kicks it out. Back to Seamy at right wing, to the corner to Harris. Harris ball fake, drives with her left hand, pull up 10-footer, short, no good. Rebound Frontenac. Arnett with the basketball, pushes the ball down hard. Pull up jump shot in front of the rim, rims out. Another offensive rebound.
That went underneath.
Yeah, it went up through the basket and back down. That can't count. As at first they signaled it good, and another 2 offensive rebounds in a row, and the Indians not doing a good job at all blocking out their man. Man-to-man defense, all you gotta do is put a rear end into your man. And that's going to send number 15, Hattie Pyle, to the line to shoot 2 to try to give Frontenac the lead. Her first one's on its way and right through there, tied at 38.
Yeah, that's kind of been the Achilles heel all evening long, Dan, is that offensive rebounding. If we don't end up winning this game, I think you'd look back and say that's the reason why, probably.
That foul was on Elise Doherty, her second, 6th team foul on the Indians. Pyle lines up for her second. It's on its way and good. And gives Frontenac the first lead for a little while. Now they back off out of the full court press, 39-38. Elise Doherty with the basketball. Picks up her dribble, feeds it into traffic, knocked loose and stolen by Frontenac. Tried to feed it into that free throw line, right back down. And a layup is good, and a foul on the Indians as Frontenac, now being the aggressor, start the fourth period and taking it right to the Indians. Reagan Hippel scores, and she'll go the line, and now all of a sudden Indians trail by 3 and could be 4. Timeout, Indians. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 41-38, 3-point lead for Frontenac as they are the aggressor in this fourth period. The difference in this ball game so far is transition points and offensive rebounds for Frontenac. Free throw short, no good. So up by 3 is Frontenac, 41-38. Struthers with the basketball, playing well tonight. Feeds it off to Claire Bradshaw. Clear up above the timeline. Left wing swatted away from Simi, and another steal. Arnett all the way down, layup good. All of a sudden, 38-43. Indians trailed all the way in that third period, and now all of a sudden, right off the bat in the fourth period, they're down by 5.
Yeah, Frontenac's got a little run going, Dan. We need a nice offensive possession here to stop the momentum.
Part I don't like is the Indians in their offense being pretty passive on this offense, letting Frontenac doing a lot of standing around and resting up. Struthers with the basketball. Frontenac doesn't do that with the Lady Indians. Against the Lady Indians man-to-man defense, they're taking it right to us and making us pay.
Well, if you look, Frontenac's now, and they were really overplaying the passing lanes. They've really kind of backed it inside and are making us, shoot the outside jump shot instead of giving us space to drive.
Claire Bradshaw with a little 10-footer, can't get it to go. Arnett with a 3, in and out, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Need to take it right to him and get back to rolling. Here comes Struthers. She's cut off by Arnett. Spins to her right off to Harris. Harris up top to Simi. Simi into the free throw line to Struthers. Drives with her left hand. Pull up jump shot. Off. No good. Nobody in there. As the Indians playing that 4 guard. Everybody outside. And the only person that gets a shot at is the one going to the basket. Arnett with the basketball. Dribbles with the right hand. Now Frontenac being very patient. Pyle now gets it. Going to be a foul on Bradshaw. I was going to say get stripped away by Bradshaw. Pyle spins to the ground.
I thought that looked clean, Dan.
17 fouls on the Indians, 2 on Frontenac. Not getting no extra calls in Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in this second half. 18 fouls on the Indians, 2 on Frontenac. That sends Pyle to the line, shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. It's on its way right through there and good. 6-point lead for Frontenac, 5:15 left to go in the game.
Pyle's made 4 free throws in a row, 5 out of 6 for the game. She's not the one we want on the line.
Hattie Pyle lines up for her second. It's on its way. Off the back iron, no good. An offensive rebound by Frontenac. How's that not it's a jump ball. It should have been a travel. And possession arrow is going to go towards the Indians. That's another free throw where the Indians doesn't box out. So again, offensive rebounds being the big problem for the Lady Indians here tonight. Indians badly need to get back on a run here. Sophia Albertini with the basketball. Indians crawled back from 10 down in that first period, so they can do it, but they're down by 5. 4:58 left to go in the game.
Yeah, Frontenac's just packing it in, and they're going to be content to let us just pass it around the perimeter.
Albertini into the lane. Left-handed shot, no good, but she's fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. (44-38), 6-point lead for Frontenac. Albertini needs to bury both of these so the Indians can jump in that press offense in the press and see if they can't create some turnovers. Long on the first one, no good. As she settles into the line for her second. Sophia settles in, second one on the way, good. Indians jump into that full court press, but they don't get on Frankenberry, and she drives right down the court. Frankenberry all the way into the rim, left-hand layup, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Struthers pushes the ball back down, 3 Raiders back. Pull-up jump shot, well short, partially blocked, swatted out of bounds by Elise Doherty. 5-point ball game, 4:34 left to go in the game. Arnett feeds the ball in to Pyle. Pyle against Sophia Albertini. That's a moving screen. It sure in the heck was on number 12, and they caught Abby Butcher with it. She kind of come up, act like she was going to set a screen, but she just shoved Sophia Albertini.
First moving screen of the night, Dan. The other night against Southeast, I think they called about 10 of those.
It's self-focused. Back at it here. St. Paul basketball. Albertini with the basketball. Feeds it to Struthers. Struthers off to Harris. Harris surveys. Picks up her dribble. Feeds it off to Struthers. Drive with her left hand towards that baseline, Emerald, and she comes back up towards the top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Feeds it off to Albertini. Thought about the 3. Drives into elbow. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound, Frontenac. That zone defense is giving Frontenac a lot of rebounders in there. If the Indians don't hit them shots, it's pretty much one and done. Yeah. Feed inside. Shot by Pyle. Up, no good. Rebound by Albertini.
Indians are 0 for 5 for the quarter, Dan.
Albertini all the way in. Pulls up. Kicks it back to Struthers. 3-pointer on the way. Off, no good. Nobody in there again for the Indians to rebound. Right back to Arnett with 3:31 left to go in the game. Timeout. Frontenac, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 5-point lead for Frontenac. 3:30 left to go in the game. Frontenac's led by as many as 10. Indians is led by as many as 3, I believe.
I think we had a 5-point lead there for a few minutes.
All right. Ross says 5. Arnett with the basketball. It's been all Raiders in this 4th period so far. Arnett tries to feed it backside into the lane. And that lucky ball rolls back out to Frontenac. Hipple with it. Feeds it off the right wing, back up top to Pyle. Pyle with the left hand against Albertini. Pretty good defense. Tries to feed it down the baseline, gets it to Arnett. They're going to be very patient here and try to burn some clock. 3 minutes left in the game. Indians need to tighten up on this man-to-man. That's a moving screen. She got away with it. And there's a steal by Harris. Harris on the breakaway, all the way down, loses it, poked out of bounds. And I was going to say, did they? Yeah, it's St. Paul basketball. Boy, that was going to be a heck of a hustle play by Frontenac. Looked like it was out of bounds. She slapped it back in bounds. Everybody just kind of stood there and looked at it, waiting for the ref to blow his whistle, and he finally did.
I think everybody was waiting for it to be out of bounds except for the refs.
St. Paul basketball. Albertini set to put it in play. 2:49 left to go in the game. 5-point lead for Frontenac.
Need a bucket here, Dan.
Struthers quick shot. Can't get that one to go. Man, she has been burying in mid-range jumpers. She's missed the last few. Shot at the rim, and layup is good by Lakely as she was aggressive going to the rim. And it's up to a 7-point lead for Frontenac, 2:31. And you wonder if the 8-person rotation by the Lady Indians is starting to show a little bit with a little bit of fatigue late in this ball game.
Yeah, we're just not getting the elevation on our shots, and they all seem to be a little short, which is obviously a sign of being tired.
Struthers has logged a lot of minutes here. Road doesn't get any easier for the Lady Indians as we have to travel up to Opie. Long three-pointer by Harris. Nobody in there to rebound. That 4 guard, there is absolutely no one inside to rebound off of a missed shot. Coach Tuck begging his Lady Indians to get up as Frontenac runs the weave. Loses it for a minute. Ball's loose on the floor. And it goes right back to Frontenac as Albertini had it for a second. Now shot, no good. Backside rebound by Frontenac. And that's going to be a foul on Albertini, 19th foul. That's going to send number 10, Reagan Hipple, to the line to shoot the front end of 1-1. 19th foul on the Indians.
Yeah, that was another one of those series, Dan, where we were just a fingertip away from getting a turnover, and the loose ball just is not falling our way in this fourth quarter.
Hipple to the line to shoot the front end of 1-1. 19th foul on the Indians. She gets the first one to go. 47-39. This one getting away from the Indians in this fourth period. It started right off in the first minute with Frontenac being more aggressive. And there's another out on the Indians, another offensive rebound off the free throw, and that's something Coach Tuck's really going to have to look at on film. And I don't know if that's because of the rule change where you can't leave until it hits or what the problem is, but way too many. There's a layup off the inbounds by Hattie Pyle. Back up to a 10-point lead for Frontenac, 1:31 left to go in the game. Down to the corner to Harris. She drives the baseline. Tough shot, no good. Frankenberry with the rebound. Number 12 with it. Butcher dribbles out up above the timeline. Simi comes to the scores table. Frankenberry with the basketball, feeds it back up top to Lakely. No, that wasn't Lakely, that was Pyle. Butcher with it, and dribbles against Struthers, in and out. Now feeds it to Pyle. Pyle over to number 33, Arnett. 52 seconds left to go in the game. Ball's loose on the floor. Frontenac chases it down, and it goes off into Hipple's hand. Coach Tuck is pleading to his girls to get up. Claire Bradshaw tips away. Now steal by Elise Doherty. Doherty, layup, no good, but she's fouled and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 33 seconds left to go in the game. Frontenac leads by 10, 49-39.
Nice job by Elise getting in the passing lane, getting down court. Didn't get the layup to fall, but she gets the foul going up.
As Elise Doherty lines up for 2, gets the first. She makes her first, gets it back to a 9-point game, 33 seconds left to go in the game. Simi into the game for Claire Bradshaw. Second free throw on its way, rattles in there, good. Indians line up in the full court press. Frontenac gets it in, Pyle with the basketball, and there's a push from behind by Struthers, and they're going to call intentional foul.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to hurt her or anything, but she was behind her, she just grabbed her, and they're going to call that intentional.
30.1 seconds left. They call an intentional foul as Struthers did put 2 hands in the back of Butcher, but it wasn't nothing. I've seen that in a game where the team's behind that fouls. I've seen them just call that just a regular foul 100 times. It wasn't a blatant intentional foul, but either way, she misses both free throws, and Frontenac's going to get the basketball, so the foul didn't do any good for the Indians. Indians line up tight, need to get a steal off the inbounds. They can't. Now the ball's loose and it goes out of bounds. Struthers had it for a second, couldn't get a handle on it, kicked it out of bounds. 8-point lead for Frontenac, 27.5 seconds left to go in the game.
Another one of those loose balls that's just not falling our way.
Feet ahead. There, no foul. Arnett with the basketball. 2 Indians, double teamer, and there's a foul. That's going to send Arnett to the line to shoot 2. 10 team fouls, well, actually over 10 on the Indians, just 5 on Frontenac in this half. 4 fouls on Sophia Albertini. She's played well tonight. First shot on its way by Arnett is right up and through there. Back up to a 9-point lead for Frontenac. 22.4 seconds left to go in the game. Indians clawed their way back into this game in the second period. Took the lead, had the lead the whole way through the third period, and lost it in the first minute of the fourth period. It's been pretty much all Frontenac. Steal by Frontenac. 15 seconds left. Ball's loose. Harris steals it back. That's going to be a foul on Frontenac. Too little, too late on the whistles against the Frontenac Raiders. Just the 6th team foul on the Raiders in the whole half. Doherty feeds it in to Albertini. 12 seconds, 9-point deficit for the Indians. Simi with the basketball, right wing. Feeds back to Simi. Simi 3-pointer on the way, short, no good, off the front of the rim. Harris with the rebound, and that's going to be the ball game. Shot to buzzer is no good. 50-41, 9-point victory for the Frontenac Lady Raiders. We'll be back with final game stats after this 2-minute timeout. Let's play basketball, Hot 105.
Talked you up.
Welcome back as the Lady Indians fall short 50-41 against the Frontenac Raiders in a tough ball game, good ball game to watch. The Indians trailed in that first period by 10, came back in the second period, tied it up at halftime. Well, actually, Lady Frontenac Raiders was up by 1, or the Raiders up by 1 at halftime.
Yeah,
Indians come out in that third period, took the lead, led the whole way, but then lost that 5-point lead early on in the fourth period. It was Raiders all in that fourth period. It really wore the Indians out with all that pressure. In a good ball game put together by both teams, Indians' record now falls to 2-2 on the season, and it doesn't get any easier as the Lady Indians and men's have to travel up to the Hopi Eagles come Friday night. Ross, you got final half stats for us?
Yeah, for the game, Dan, the Indians shot 34% from the field, only 22% in the second half. That fourth quarter was brutal.